This is a picture of the Washington Monument on the first day of our touring at Washington, D.C. As you can see, it was raining. This is another picture taken on the first day. This is the Capitol. On the first day, we visited the National Cathedral. It was so beautiful. This is the beautiful stained glass window. This is the same window, but from the outside of the cathedral. This is the space window. Our guide at the cathedral told us that a real piece of moon was given to them from the crew of Apollo 11. This is another really cool window that is so beautiful. On our second day, we got to see the White House. We were so lucky to see this because only some classes get accepted. The security was so tight to go inside. They had to ask our names and our birth dates. Our guide Jürgen showed us a woman that has stood in front of the White House since 1981. She stays there and she stands against atomic bombing. While we were walking away from the White House, a couple of my friends and I made this really cool shadow of the word love. On the way to Arlington National Cemetery, there was a beautiful statue of an eagle. This is Arlington National Cemetery. On the second day, we also got to see the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier was awesome. They take exactly 21 steps and they are always perfect. They are so loyal that one guard even kept marching during a tornado. This is during the changing of the guard. This is a picture I took during the wreath laying. As we walked through Arlington National Cemetery, we saw the amphitheater. This is Iwo Jima. One guy from the statue was even from Wisconsin. The last thing of the second day was the Lincoln Memorial. This is a picture of it from a distance. This is the Lincoln statue. It is 99 feet tall. Some people say that the man who carved this statue carved a face in Lincoln's hair. Do you see the face? On the third day, we went to the Capitol. It was really cool. A statue named Freedom stands on top. This is the Statue Freedom. Inside the Capitol, we got to see an up-close of the Statue Freedom. We nicknamed her Frida. This is a beautiful chandelier in the Capitol. The ceiling of the Capitol. On the third day, we also made it to Mount Vernon. It was so beautiful. That is where our first president lived. Outside Mount Vernon, we saw the weather vane. We even had a path that led down to the great view of the Potomac. It was so beautiful. As we finished our tour, we headed out to the back of Mount Vernon, ready to explore the rest of the land. As we walked around the grounds of Mount Vernon, we saw goats. This is a picture of Washington's tomb. His body, as well as some of his relatives, lies within the estates of Mount Vernon. Later that day, we went to the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History. There we saw the famous Hope Diamond. It is 45.52 carats. Inside the Smithsonian, we saw an elephant. We also saw a tarantula. The last thing on our third day was the John F. Kennedy Center for Performing Arts. This is the Hall of Nations. This is the bust of John F. Kennedy. As we toured the Kennedy Center, we got to go on the terrace. It had some really pretty views. This is all of us on the terrace of the Kennedy Center in front of the sunset. On our last day of touring, we visited the World War II Memorial. Me and a bunch of friends at the World War II Memorial. As we were leaving the World War II Memorial, we saw a bus with my last name on it. As we were waiting outside the Air and Space Museum, we saw the color guard walk by. Inside the Air and Space Museum, there was a whole bunch of really cool planes. Also on the last day, we visited the American History Museum. The very last thing on our journey of Washington, D.C. was the Washington Monument. These are some of the great views from on top. My trip to D.C. is one that I will always remember.